When gathering your gear for camping, it's easy to remember the important items, such as the tent or sleeping bags. But sometimes the small items are just as important. Take the Black Diamond Moji for example. It's just a small little lantern, but can be a really nice addition to your camping set. My name is Chris, and this is Gear Cache. So the Moji is not some super high-tech piece of gear. Quite the opposite actually. It's a simple lantern with a peak brightness of only 100 lumens, which means you can light up your campsite or tent, and that's about it. But that's all it's really made for. There's only one button to turn the lantern on or off, and a long press will allow you to dim the lantern down to 4 lumens. The brightness is perfect for hanging the Moji in your tent as you get settled in for a good night's sleep. There are 2 hooks on the bottom that flip up in opposite directions. This allows you to flip both up for a complete loop, or simply flip one so you can quickly hang the lantern for a task, then grab it and take it to your next destination. Unscrewing the bottom reveals that the Moji runs on 3 AAA batteries. Keep this in mind as while the battery life is rated between 10 and 100 hours depending on the mode, the battery of your choice will affect these numbers. You will also notice a lack of any serious waterproofing in the battery housing, and this should be no surprise. The Moji is only rated IPX4, which means it can withstand a light splashing of water, but if you drop it in a river, it's likely not going to survive. Moving up to the top of the lantern, the dome has a matte finish, diffusing the light as it spreads, giving you a nice flood of light, as opposed to, say, a spotlight like a flashlight. And that pretty much sums up the entirety of the Moji, so then why buy one? It doesn't charge your phone, you can't leave it in the rain, and it's not bright enough to guide you on a trail at night. While the Moji fills a nice small niche, it fills it very well. I, for example, generally wear a headlamp around camp at night, but once I enter my tent, I much prefer to have a lantern in the gear loft to light the whole tent, as the light from a headlamp is a little too focused in my opinion. So no, this is not some super essential piece of gear that every camper should carry with them. But if you need a light for your tent, or maybe just to hang over your cooking stove for an evening meal prep, the Moji fills those roles perfectly. Well, that's it for this video, guys. If you liked it, hit that like button and get subscribed so you don't miss any future videos. A special thanks to my Patreon supporters for helping me out. And if you have any suggestions for future content, leave those in the comments section below. We'll see you next time.